Violence in the West Bank is surging. Here's what you need to know in under 90 seconds. The region, long a flashpoint in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, has seen a dramatic escalation in both the frequency and intensity of attacks. Daily life for many Palestinians has become a struggle for survival, as fear and uncertainty grip entire communities. Since October 2023, violence by Israeli settlers in the occupied West Bank has surged, reaching levels not seen in years. The uptick in attacks has coincided with broader regional tensions, and many observers say the situation is more volatile than ever. Attacks have reached record highs. Over 2,000 incidents targeting Palestinian communities have been documented this year alone, ranging from arson and shootings to the destruction of homes, vehicles, and farmland. These are not isolated events, but part of a relentless pattern that has left entire neighborhoods scarred and families displaced. Arson, shootings, and the destruction of property are now daily realities for many. For countless families, the threat of violence is ever present, forcing them to rebuild their lives again and again. The psychological toll is immense as people live in constant fear of the next attack. Recently, high-profile killings have shocked the region and drawn international condemnation. These incidents have become grim symbols of the deepening crisis, highlighting the vulnerability of Palestinians in the West Bank. On August 13, Thamin Khalil Reda Dawabsha, a 35-year-old Palestinian, was shot and killed during a violent confrontation. His death has become a rallying point for those demanding justice and accountability. He was killed by an off-duty Israeli soldier during a settler assault. The incident, captured by witnesses and reported widely, has fueled anger and grief across Palestinian communities, who see it as part of a broader pattern of impunity. Just weeks before, Auda al-Hathalin, a well-known activist and community leader, was also shot dead. His activism had made him a target, and his death sent shockwaves through the region, sparking protests and calls for international intervention. The settler responsible was briefly detained and then released, a move that has drawn sharp criticism from human rights groups and further eroded trust in the justice system. Many Palestinians feel that accountability is rare, and justice even rarer. Armed settlers, often accompanied by Israeli soldiers, are expanding attacks into new areas. These coordinated assaults are not only acts of violence but also serve to intimidate and displace Palestinian residents, making it increasingly difficult for them to remain on their land. The United Nations has called this a deliberate tactic to seize land field by field. International observers warn that these actions are systematically changing the landscape of the West Bank, undermining any prospects for peace or coexistence. Meanwhile, the Israeli government is moving to approve thousands of new settlement homes, expanding existing settlements and establishing new ones. This policy, critics argue, is designed to cement Israeli control over the territory and make a future Palestinian state impossible. Critics, including many in the international community, say these moves will end hopes for a Palestinian state and further entrench the occupation. Protests have erupted across the West Bank and beyond, as Palestinians and their allies demand an end to settlement expansion. The human toll is devastating. Nearly 650 Palestinians have been killed and over 5,000 injured in the last 18 months alone. Hospitals are overwhelmed, and families are left to mourn loved ones lost to violence that shows no sign of abating. Many of the victims are children, caught in the crossfire or targeted in attacks. The trauma of loss and injury is shaping a new generation, growing up amid conflict and instability. International law deems these settlements illegal, but violence continues with little accountability. Investigations are rare, and convictions even rarer, leaving many to feel abandoned by the international community and their own leaders. Despite the danger, Palestinian families say they're determined to stay on their land. Their resilience is a testament to their deep connection to their homes and heritage, even as they face daily threats and uncertainty about the future. Each loss, each funeral, deepens their resolve. The pain of losing loved ones is matched only by their determination to resist displacement and preserve their way of life. This crisis is escalating. Clashes between Palestinians and Israeli forces are becoming more frequent and more violent, with no clear end in sight. The risk of a wider conflict looms large as both sides brace for what may come next. The world is watching. International attention is focused on the West Bank, but for those living through this crisis, hope for meaningful change remains elusive. As violence continues, the need for accountability, justice, and a path toward peace has never been more urgent.